Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, where I am once again back at my PC. I have returned from my holiday, and so I am going to be continuing to do the rest of my recordings on emulator. So you might notice an improvement in the recording quality, perhaps if not in the frame rate. One thing I have noticed is it does tend to get slightly janky at times compared to recording on my phone. But I thought I would get back, and I just felt like recording this quest. We're going to be tackling the Power's Deepest Chasm pitch quest, which is the Summer Chasm 2. It's like the highest difficulty quest. It's like the level 90s, and I think this one is like I don't know what it is, like level 120 or whatever. Yeah, basically it's the hardest heretic one. And this one comes with the summer reworks for Cloud and Firion, and oh my god, Cloud rework has dropped and the guy is absolutely nutso right now. I fucking love it. He's amazing. Like, honestly, what more can I say than that? Like, I always knew that Cloud was going to be strong when he got his rework, and I knew that he was going to be viable for Cosmos difficulty level quest, but to be honest, I didn't quite expect him to be this good. I mean, I did, but at the same time, like when you watch videos and when you see it on, like, you see it written down on paper, that's one thing. But then when you actually play with it yourself and you get to experience it firsthand, then that's something else. And it is every bit the awesomeness that I was hoping it was going to be. And I have to say I'm very much enjoying using him again, because FF7 is not one of my, well, Final Fantasy 7 is not my all-time favourite Final Fantasy. That honour probably has to go to FF9. But on the other hand, it was the first one I played, so it does have a lot of nostalgia value for me. Hence why I'm going all in for Sephiroth, despite the fact I don't really need him with my roster. I just kind of want to use him because he's fucking Sephiroth. And I kind of feel similarly about Cloud, albeit to a lesser extent. But it's still Cloud, you know, he's still my boy, and he's still got every goddamn passive going under the sun. You can see right here I've got 290 CP on the guy, which yeah, as soon as the 90 CP armors dropped, Cloud's was the first one that I MLB'd, and Sephiroth's was the second, because of reasons. But yeah, he's like the one person, I think, at the moment, the one character that can actually get the most out of it. Like, seriously, you've got his Buster Sword NT, you've got his World of Illusions, you've got his regular 15 and 35, you've got his like 4-star weapons, you've got all of his artifacts, and then the Ifrit passives. It's just like the guy has so much stuff to equip. I still think I had to unequip something in order to, but yeah, Jarring Blow, this garbage passive, I had to get rid of this in order to actually be able to fit everything on there. But as you can see, my Cloud is not quite perfect, but he has all the max braves, which is the most important thing for him at the moment, I think, because his attack is absolutely huge. Like, you know, it's humongous, because his passives have been reworked so that he gets a lot of extra attack, just basically by doing launches and by existing and by being buffed, you know, that kind of thing. And he gets bonus damage on critical hits with all of his skills now, so you'll be smacking for 9s like really quite easily. So I think at the moment Max Brave is definitely the priority for him. I know that going forwards, as we sort of get further and further neck deep into Cosmos content, the enemy's defense is going to be scaling higher, so attack will be more important then. And I do plan to hit the eye dodges a little bit to see if I can maybe turn this into a 108, or replace this debuff attack up with a 108 attack, because that would be very nice. Because in Chaos, like by the time we get to Chaos, I absolutely want triple 108 330 on Cloud, and he is going to be probably my MVP next to Wall when Chaos drops, because he's like one of the first EX pluses, and he does Meteorain twice for stupid amounts of damage, and you can dispel in AoE if you've got the World of Illusions passive, which I find quite amusing. I mean, you only remove one buff, because you only remove one buff per crit, like per attack on each enemy, but you can do it in area effects. That's cool. He's kind of a miniature dispeller. Actually, I plan to use Cloud in Sid's Lost Chapter because of that, because if you remember those extremely irritating rampage machines that apply that like HP damage decreasing self buff, yeah, Cloud's going to be getting rid of those, because I ain't pulling for Sid, and I'm not using friggin' Faris, and I ain't using Vanille, so Cloud's going to be putting in work in that chapter for me. So I'm going to be doing the pitch quest here with a Cloud, Lenna and Quistis. I have to say again, I have to reiterate it, I think a lot of people are underselling Lenna right now because she doesn't deal eye-popping damage numbers, and you know, she's not like the second coming of fucking Sephiroth or whatever, and she's not the second coming of Quistis. She's not doing as stupid things as Selphie and Quistis were when they first released, so people are like, Lenna's average. No, she's not average, we're just not in difficult enough stuff that needs everything that she does yet. There is nothing average about complete immunity to debuffs, 20% HP regen per turn, and the strongest initial bravery debuff in the game, all while providing a party aura, giving herself generic buffs on top of that, and dealing competent damage. Like, there is nothing wrong with what Lenna does. Yet, she's not, like, you know, she's not a Quistis. She doesn't deal as much as crazy damage as Quistis does, but she lasts about 3 times as long. She's very consistent. So anyway, little bit of a soapbox moment about Lenna over there. No, the Princess of Tycoon has definitely been pulling her weight, and she actually goes quite well with Cloud, because Cloud's Mako buff from his EX weapon gives you brave regen. So when Lenna amplifies that and she gives another metric fuck ton of brave regen, it's just, you know, it's regen for days. It's happy times. So unfortunately, I did my free pull for this banner, and I got like 3 Cypher 35s. Which is, on one hand, is cool because I always wanted Cypher weapons, but on the other hand is not cool because, I mean, Fairy and EX would have been nice, but to be honest, I've been such a lucky bastard recently that I honestly cannot complain. You know, I can't. I'm fully expecting to have to go to Pity for Rinoa and or Sephiroth, so I just take what I can get, you know, beggars can't be choosers kind of thing. So I'm going to be bringing Cloud and Lenna and Quistis alongside them because Delay is broken and she also has Aura, and all the enemies are physical weak, but I'm still bringing Bahamut despite that because, well, we don't need Ifrit. We don't need the damage, and Bahamut is just that little bit more consistent when you're in the summon phase for damage because everyone's non-elemental. And I'm actually bringing a Cloud friend, because Cloud is kind of sort of brings the launch meta back a little bit now that finishing touch is so ridiculously powerful. You can just kind of play launch ping pong with 2 clouds and it's extremely fun. But anyway, we'll see that when we actually get into it. So without further ado, let us begin the quest and see what we can accomplish here. It was really good to kind of take a step back and go on holiday, but it's really good to be sort of like back in familiar surroundings as well, you know. Good to visit, good to return, sort of thing. So I'm absolutely going to hit Emperor there with that debuff. Bit unfortunate that I couldn't sort of oh yeah, I've got Quistis there, so if I use finishing touch here, then everyone can get in on the action. We need to use finishing touch first turn, because that is what gives Cloud his self buffs. And yeah, that's the reason I use rapid fire on Lenna as well, so she can actually stock up brave, so that finishing touch can actually dump the brave, so we're kind of being a little bit more efficient that way. So yeah, I'm absolutely going to win Drake Arrow. I'm not worried about getting broken by Emperor. We have stuck them both with turn rate debuffs at this point, so they should be a lot slower. And I would like to point out that Cloud already has 30k max break. You know, that's something. So yeah, we need to paralyze Emperor. Well, that's what I'm going for. That 100% paralysis as well, man. Cloud's utility has just kind of gone off the charts thanks to that. Okay, so yeah, here I'm going to be using rapid fire. We're going to be focusing on Firion because he's not paralysed. This is the one instance in which Ifrit would have been helpful. Lenna's rapid fire would have done more damage, but it's fine. We'll be fine with Bahamut. It's a small trade-off. Brave Phoenix. Yeah, I'm absolutely going to Brave Phoenix. Why wouldn't I? Oh, shit. Okay, so we got stuck with a HP attack. But you see, this is why Lenna is so amazing. Because, you see, we've taken a fairly hefty chunk of damage. And I guarantee you in about 3 turns we'll be back at full health again. Nothing to worry about. No problem. So, I'm actually going to Laser Whip on Firion here, because that will put him in Meteorain KO range. Probably, maybe, We will see. I'm going to save my finishing touches. So I'm gonna, yeah, Windrake Plus to get the regen going, like the full Brave and HP regens. So yeah, I don't think we will quite kill him with this Meteorain, which is a tad frustrating. But never mind. Yeah, see, he barely survives. But this should finish him off. And you are paralyzed, my friend. You can do nothing. Yeah. Just a HP plus. Don't even need to waste a skill on that, to be honest. So in this wave, see, we're already back at full health. I'm not really worried about Sephiroth because he does Heartless Angel on the first turn, which will always reduce a party member's brave to to 0. So if we have no brave by the time that gets here, then we don't have to worry about it. So actually on this turn I'm going to use Brave Phoenix, even though we could have used the debuff boost, but I'm doing this to basically battery Cloud because I am going to use Cross Slash again. I'm not going to use a finishing touch at this point yet. And within that, yeah, we get the paralyzed, so we get the debuff bonus from Quistis anyway. That's fine. And so, you know what? I'm gonna stick Sephiroth with a homing whip because he's super slow as it is. So this should basically make sure his turns just vanish off the turn bar. Maybe. Maybe. Are we going to use a finishing touch here? Are we? I don't know. Let's see. I'll use a Windrake Plus. I will do. No, I'm not going to use a finishing touch just yet. It's a total waste. I'm trying to save them until Cloud needs to rebuff, but he kind of does actually. Anyway, so you know what? Actually, I'm going to do it. So I just used the Brave attack so I could get a bit of extra damage off there. I'm not too worried about Lenna's skill usages because she is going to be getting subbed out for Cloud in the next wave. So I could use Cross Slash here, but I might as well just use Meteorain because it'll do like basically the same damage. Actually, I almost certainly should have actually used Cross Slash there because that would have paralyzed Sephiroth. So unless he like comes back here and allows himself to get broken again. No, I didn't think so. That would be far too convenient, wouldn't it? So you know what? I'm going to delay him because I messed up. I messed up, so I'm just going to use a Degenerator. Yeah, see you later. See ya. Alright. Oh, I should have used Meteorain with Cloud on the last turn. That's a bit, it's a bit of a dumb move from me. So we're just going to use it on this turn instead and break everyone. And now we are going into the summon. Not the perfect start to this, unfortunately, but in fact, not a very good start at all. I'm going to use a humming whip there just so I don't have to spam too many generator whips. But I absolutely want to take out Yuna first because she is the most dangerous, but her turn order's been set back, so I'm going to focus on the others for now. I think Tidus is priority number 2 because he does slash combo regardless of whether or not he's actually broken, which is terrifying. So I'm obviously using Brave Plus there so that we can deal even more damage on our own turn because of the overflow. I'm gonna dump my Brave here because we are exiting summon. Ooh, that is unfortunate. Huh, don't even get broken. Okay, so here we can paralyze anyone we want. I am actually... yeah, you know what? I'm really not that big of a fan of Yuna. She needs to stay paralyzed because if she gets a turn, she's absolutely going to... Oh, that was my friend Cloud. I should have done that with my Cloud, but never mind. Okay, a little bit sloppy. Not the perfect run. I have to break everyone there because otherwise they're just going to do scary things. Like this. But we're immune to debuffs and we heal everything, so who cares? Yeah. You gotta go, friend. And you are out of here. And it's just a matter of cleaning up at this point. So, not the most optimal run, but you know, I'm giving myself a little bit of a break for this one. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Fun fact, HP plus with Quistis actually has overflow, whereas the regular attacks do not. Oh dear, oh damn. Oh wow, I just face tanked a Jack Slash. Okay, well that was a thing. Don't try this at home, kids. Alright, well, there we go. That should give you something of an idea of how things go. Yeah, so, you know, I kind of took some HP damage and I've not beaten my high score. But I get to play with Cloud again, and it's just goddamn plain fun, to be honest. Like, he's got so much... See, the great thing about him is that, like, he deals competent damage by current standards, but he will get shown up, especially by Rinoa. But that paralyze is no joke, and that kind of utility can just completely shut down bosses. Like, you know that from Agrius, you know that from Quistis. Hell, if you combo Cloud and Quistis with that kind of delay in paralysis, that's just like basically saying bosses almost never get a turn, and that should be quite a strong strategy for quite a while. So anyway, it's been fun. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I will catch you all in the next video, which is almost certainly going to be my pulse for Rinoa. So I will see you then. Catch you later.